I'm getting married. And my partner is the heir of the Wilson family, whom I've known for 2.5 years. Our families are roughly on equal footing. And after meeting, we were both satisfied with each other. So it was settled. John Wilson is 8 years older than me. A calm and aloof person. We've had no conflicts since getting to know each other. He's usually busy with work, while I enjoy traveling around. We don't spend much time together. But our relationship is stable. Our families discussed it and set the wedding date. I thought our future life would follow traditional roles. Him running the business to support the family, and me being a stay-at-home wife, living a simple life till old age. But the day before the wedding, I saw my fiancé holding another girl I didn't know. His eyes were filled with deep reluctance, a tenderness and affection I'd never seen before. John gently stroked her cheek and said, "Ivy, I swear, even after marriage, my heart will always belong only to you. If I come to elope, would you dare to run away with me?" Ivy Peter has always been bold, passionate, and unrestrained. Her love burns like the sun, intense and fierce. John grew up in a prominent family, constrained by rules since childhood, always following the straight and narrow. Even during his rebellious teenage years, he never acted out. Ivy's love ignited him like wildfire. John kissed her lips with a stubbornness that didn't match his age. "If you dare come, I'll dare to leave." "But what about Emily Brown?" The girl rested her head on his chest, her tone coquettish. "Wouldn't it be bad to abandon your fiancé in front of everyone?" "I only want you," John said firmly. "At worst, after things calm down, I'll go apologize to her." She sounded very wronged. Were the ones truly in love? Wow. I was actually the obstacle between these star-crossed lovers. If the groom was about to run off, what was I, the bride-to-be, still doing here? If I hadn't overheard this conversation, I couldn't imagine what a joke I'd become in everyone's eyes on the wedding day. I packed my bags overnight and returned to my family home, telling my parents and brother immediately. My parents were furious and wanted to confront the Wilson family right away. But my brother stayed rational, sneering, "Let him run. I hope the Wilson family can handle the consequences." My father slammed the table. "When the Wilson family's funding chain broke, we injected hundreds of millions in capital only because of this marriage alliance with your sister, who knew he'd burn bridges after crossing the river." They comforted me, adding, "At least you found out in time to cut losses. Our family would rather lose this partnership than let this marriage stand." Worried I might take it hard, my brother ordered my favorite cake. "Don't worry, I've got this family covered. No one will bully my little sister." I smiled and nodded. Got it. Love is just a spice in life. With it, things are better. Without it, I'm not missing out. I'm young, with loving parents and brother, and endless money. If I wallowed in self-pity over romance, wouldn't that be a loss? Spending even a minute sad over a jerk feels like wasting life. That time is better spent hanging out with my girlfriends. The wedding was set for June 12th, a weekday and my 22nd birthday. Despite that, the venue was packed with guests. I sat in the second-floor dressing room, watching the scene below through the window. In a corner, John and Ivy were discussing, through hidden equipment, I clearly heard their conversation. "John, when the officiant takes the stage, I'll come to your side and take your hand. You grab the microphone and shout out loud who your true love is." "Okay, Ivy, my heart belongs only to you." "Do you think Emily will cry? What if she makes a scene?" "She wouldn't dare." John's face darkened. "No one can stop our love. Not even her. If she makes a fool of herself, will you feel sorry? Will you regret it?" "Impossible. She means nothing to me. So even if she embarrassed herself, it's none of my concern." Ivy Peter laughed brightly, standing on tiptoes to kiss him. "Haha, soon you'll be mine. Ivy, I love you." They embraced deeply, whispering sweet nothings. I looked away and sat down. Though an arranged marriage, This remained my lifelong commitment. Every wedding detail from decor placements to floral arrangements resulted from 6 months of meticulous collaboration with designers. John Wilson merely nodded, funded it, and said, "Whatever makes you happy." I assumed all men were like this. Only now realizing his heart was elsewhere. If he had a lover, he should have been honest instead of wanting it all wild passion alongside family alliance benefits. Greedy. Now I'm cast as the villainess obstructing their true love. Our guests included relatives, business partners, and political dignitaries. If he fled, I'd be left alone as a laughingstock. Later, the dressing room door creaked open, revealing a cautious face. Ivy Peter locked eyes with me, muttering, "Not even that pretty. No wonder John doesn't like her." Before she finished, my security pinned her to the floor. "Miss, we caught a thief." Ivy flushed crimson. "Let go. I'm no thief." My best friend pointed accusingly. "Sneaking around like that, what were you doing?" "Just curious about the bride." John Wilson rushed over at the commotion, tensing upon seeing Ivy restrained. "Emily, what nonsense is this? Release her now." Ivy's lips trembled, though she resisted lunging toward him. I knew she was saving her grand sabotage for the ceremony. My friend slapped Ivy sharply. "Mr. Wilson, open your eyes. This thief infiltrated us. Not calling police is mercy enough." John's knuckles whitened. "You struck her." My friend flexed her wrist. "A thief in our midst deserves worse. Or is she your mistress?" John backtracked hastily. "She's just a lost girl. Why persecute her?" "Let the police determine that," I said, stepping forward. "Remember today's VIP guests. Scandals won't reflect well." John forced a strained smile. "Emily, it's our wedding day. Show mercy, grant me this favor. Since we'd already decided to part ways, why pretend?" But with my private jet en route, I dismissed him. "Police are coming." He paled. "Why escalate this? Is this how a Wilson wife behaves? Strange. You blame me, not the thief." "No evidence." He cut himself off. "I meant, today's sacred." My friend interjected hotly. "You remember you're marrying Emily. I almost mistook that thief for your bride." I smirked. "Let her go." Ivy gritted her teeth and slunk away. John fought the urge to chase her, swallowing his rage. "Emily, with so much at stake today, prioritize the bigger picture. Don't be petty, get out." My friend slammed the door in his face. "How dare you lecture her? Think you deserve any respect?" She heard that John Wilson was going to escape from the wedding, and she was so angry that she immediately grabbed a knife and wanted to go and chop someone. I just told her to just wait for the show. Otherwise, given my bestie's hot temper, John wouldn't be at the wedding venue right now. Instead, he should be lying in the ICU ward of the hospital. My bestie and I saw from the surveillance video that John caught up with her. Ivy got slapped and was both aggrieved and angry, pounding on his chest. "Brother John, you have to avenge me." John's eyes were full of distress. "Sorry. I'll make them pay the price." My bestie and I looked at each other and smiled. Just wait. The good show is yet to come. The wedding officially started. The MC invited John onto the stage. Before he could say a word, Ivy stepped up and took the microphone. In an instant, John took her hand. The two looked into each other's eyes, and their gazes were almost glued together. The guests below felt something was wrong and were full of questions, but they couldn't help but want to see the gossip and all looked up. John tightly held Ivy's hand, and his expression was a bit excited. Probably it was the first time in his life to be so rebellious. His lips trembled several times before he spoke. "Sorry, everyone. Today's wedding can't continue. The woman beside me is the one I love deeply. I just want to be with her." Ivy tilted her head and looked up at him. "Brother John, are you willing to go with me?" The man nodded like he was taking an oath. "I am." Ivy smiled triumphantly and taunted towards the closed door opposite. Sorry, Emily. I'm taking your man. John saw his beloved woman charging forward for him and was afraid she would get hurt. Emily, I don't love you. Let go, he said righteously. The union of our two families was originally just for profit and has no emotional foundation. Take care of yourself and don't pester me anymore. Miss Emily, did you hear that? I hope you'll let us be. Their successive words stunned all the guests. Mr. Wilson was so angry that his face turned red. He covered his chest and couldn't say a word. His son's crazy move today was completely beyond their expectations. It caught everyone off guard. The loving couple on the stage still did as Hey pleased. John probably thought that Emily was deeply in love with him and showed an arrogant look on his face. Emily, let's part on good terms. This is my personal decision and has nothing to do with Ivy. I hope you won't cause her any trouble in the future. Miss Emily. Just accept the reality. Okay, Brother John doesn't love you. Please be more generous and let us be. They made another impassioned speech. But they didn't get any response. The scene that Ivy imagined, where Emily would be extremely angry and make a scene at the venue, pointing at her and scolding like a madwoman, didn't happen at all. Moreover, it was eerily quiet. There began to be cracks on their affectionate faces. John couldn't even find any reason to blame Emily. The atmosphere instantly became a bit awkward. After all, if Emily didn't respond, they would be the clowns. Emily, what's the point of hiding? Miss Emily, come out and face the reality. They held the microphones, and the echo was still lingering around. The guests started whispering and couldn't help but laugh at them. John should be extremely angry. But he couldn't lose his temper in front of everyone. After all, they were in the wrong. John suppressed his anger. Emily, I know you're jealous. But is this really interesting? Miss Emily Brown, can't you be more upfront? Hiding away won't solve anything, will it? Just as Mr. and Mrs. Wilson were about to have them pulled down, the door at the other end opened. A pig draped in a veil came running over cheerfully, oinking, all the way to John Wilson's feet. Brother took the microphone and looked at him mockingly. My sister Emily left long ago. She's already on vacation in Hawaii by now. You'd better hurry up and marry this pig. Then take it and get lost. After Brother finished speaking, the crowd burst into laughter. Mr. and Mrs. Wilson said angrily, what does the Brown family mean by this? If you didn't want to marry our son, you could have said so earlier. Why make it so ugly? Brother curled his lips. So you do know, the one who made it so ugly wasn't it young Master Wilson? The other side seemed to only now remember that the root cause of this farce was their son. If you didn't want to get married, you could have brought it up earlier. Now that it's come to this, everyone's embarrassed. Brother was right. I'm already at Waikiki Beach. My feet are stepping on soft sand, the waves gently lapping at my feet. After playing in the water, my best friend and I found a shady spot to sit down, sipping coconut juice while enjoying the live video Brother sent. The wedding favors he gave to the guests were filled with intimate photos of John and Ivy in various poses. Everyone got a copy, even in viral circles. It's explosive content. I opened WhatsApp, and my social media feed was blowing up. People took pictures and posted them in grids without any repeats. I scrolled through and liked each one. Someone even recorded the scene and posted it online. John and Ivy, fingers intertwined, stubbornly stood on the stage. They thought they'd see me humiliated. My disheveled, crazy appearance would have highlighted their steadfast, brave love. But now, who cares? They're just two clowns being publicly mocked. In the video, John was still trying to say something, but the place was already chaotic. Did the Brown family's eldest daughter really run away from the wedding? Damn. If I met such a scumbag couple, I'd run away overnight too. But she shouldn't have humiliated them like that. Should she? If she didn't want to marry, she could have just explained it properly. Didn't Brother Brown say, He told him to hurry up and marry that pig. Then take it and scram. Are these two on stage a joke? They don't think their love is earth-shattering, do they? Mr. Wilson suppressed his anger and ordered through gritted teeth. Where is Emily? Hurry up and find her. At that moment, John and Ivy were completely ignored. Their expressions were a mix of embarrassment and shame. They had wanted a grand escape from the wedding. But who cares if they escape or not? Love or not? If they escape, no one cares. If not, what was today's show for? Just to be clowns performing for others. My best friend lay on a beach chair, laughing heartily beside me. Emily, look at these idiots. She pointed at the video. They think they're some big shots, acting all high and mighty. I was applying sunscreen and said leisurely, these two have quite unique tastes. She replayed the video repeatedly. Emily, watch this part. It's killing me. The wedding was held grandly, known throughout the city, and became a trending topic. Influencers quickly edited videos, showcasing the couple's escape attempt in 1 minute. In the footage, the lovers looked determined, deeply in love, but after shouting for half a minute with no response, a pig ran out. Now, let's elope has become the #1 trending topic. John didn't manage to escape the wedding and ended up a laughingstock. In his plan, I would go crazy, lose my mind, act irrationally, and make a fool of myself, turning the scene upside down. Compared to the radiant and poised Ivy Peter, I seemed utterly disgraceful. Even the Brown family would be humiliated and unable to hold their heads high. In the end, would have to swallow this bitter pill silently and even give up some rights to make up for them. After all, the Wilson family's current strength is below the Brown family's, and many of their businesses rely on us. But he never expected that I would run away too. They built this stage themselves, so they have to perform on it now. My best friend clicked her tongue in amazement. Why would John Wilson, at his age, copy others by running away from a wedding? I sneered. Just an adulterer and mistress who think they've found true love. Now the cover has been ripped off, revealing their ugly faces. I'm curious to see what sparks of love these two can ignite. I gazed at the distant blue sky and white clouds, taking a sip of coconut juice. Well, may the whore and the dog live happily ever after. A couple not approved by their families. How long could they last? During my time abroad, the Wilson family searched everywhere for news of me. They even tried to use public pressure to force me back to complete the wedding. When it became clear it was beyond saving, they finally gave up. Apparently, Mrs. Wilson got so angry she fell ill and was hospitalized. Mr. Wilson enforced family discipline, beat John Wilson, and brought back his illegitimate son from outside. Without our support, the Wilson family was already on shaky ground. And now it's worse. After all, if they can't be trusted with something as big as an alliance marriage, how can anyone else dare to do business with them? Who knows when they might stab you in the back? When my best friend told me all this, she was gleeful. You should have seen Iva's face when she heard John had been stripped of his heir position. It was priceless. Sipping my coffee, I said calmly, since John chose love, let's not taint their pure affection with material things. Now that the Wilson family has cut off his escape route, I wonder if they can still act out an earth-shattering love story. Hopefully. While we were chatting, I got a call from John Wilson. He must have been pressured by his family to call me. His grand passion was built on being able to control everything, not on having nothing at all. On the phone, John Wilson's furious voice demanded, Emily Brown, where did you run off to? If you were unhappy, you could have said so. Play games with me. Do you realize the consequences? Because running away from a wedding is really fun. I laughed. What? Your scheme failed and now you want to shift the blame. I didn't want to ruin this alliance marriage. I just wanted my family to accept Ivy. You know, she's just a girl with no background. I'm not interested in your mistress. I cut him off. Just let us know when the wedding is swell. Come to watch the show. Oh, I mean, attend the ceremony. Why can't you understand me? After 2 years together, do your feelings change just like that? They haven't changed. I scoffed, adding just as he was about to get self-righteous. I never had feelings for you in the first place. An alliance marriage if it works. It works. If not, we part ways. I can handle it and let go. How can you be so cold and heartless? Yes. If I weren't cold-hearted, I'd have eloped with someone long ago. If there's nothing else, I'm hanging up. I don't want your mistress to misunderstand and cause trouble for me. My best friend took the phone from me and deleted and blocked him in one go. Why keep trash like that around? For the holidays. You're right, I said, turning to pour her a glass of red wine. A toast to our photography studio. I love traveling. And my best friend loves photography. She said she'd join me with her camera, exploring every corner of the world to capture miracles in everyday life. My best friend and I traveled everywhere with our cameras, occasionally hearing news about him. After the fallout, John Wilson was kicked out of his home too, cut off from his income. The once golden boy hit rock bottom instantly. Ivy moved fast. They got pregnant before even marrying. With the child in her belly, she strutted up to Mrs. Wilson, demanding recognition. Although her son was disappointing, he was still her own flesh and blood. After heartache, Mrs. Wilson took her to her private residence. John Wilson had left so proudly, only to return with his tail between his legs. As a proud man, the psychological gap was naturally huge. He had tried to console himself that at least he was with the woman he loved. But after marriage, trivial matters came one after another. Ivy Peters' family knew she had married into wealth and frequently came to sponge off them. Their backgrounds were completely different, and their preferences and values clashed. During pregnancy, Ivy's temper grew, and John became less patient with her. Over time, they quarreled frequently. John had imagined love as pointing at the world with one hand while embracing a beauty with the other. But why did he now feel empty-handed? The illegitimate child had taken his power. Ivy was busy establishing herself in high society, and her most common demand was for money. John was already overwhelmed and now even more frustrated. My close friend heard about his situation and just mocked. Serves him right. Afraid I might be sad, she came over and took my arm. Emily, don't worry, I'll never leave you. I smiled indifferently. That boring older man. It's better to recognize and leave him early. Right. Bye-bye then. Next one will be better. Our Emily is young and beautiful. Who's afraid she won't find a good one? I'll introduce you to a few tomorrow. I thought she was joking, but she actually found me some cute young guys. All around 20. Young and energetic. I pulled her aside. What's this? Auditioning suitors. Children choose. Adults take all. Of course. My close friend was just talking. These were her good friends. Sharing interests and values. Spending time with them was really enjoyable. I saw John again 2 years later. My close friend and I traveled and photographed while starting live streams. We just wanted to record life but unexpectedly gained 1 million followers. Indeed. Sometimes things happen when you least expect them. All the money earned online was donated to children in mountainous areas. We knew our place. Without grand ambitions, we couldn't contribute much to the country, but the children nurtured with this money could, through careful selection. We funded poor families with upright, ambitious children. At that time, we had just finished a journey and ran into John in Songcheng. He was scruffy, unkempt, and his once neat suit was wrinkled. Seeing me, he instinctively avoided. But soon, he stiffened up. Finding me alone at an outdoor cafe, he approached and sat beside me. How have you been lately? Sorry, this seat is taken. My boyfriend walked over with 2 ice creams. Sir, could you move? John looked shocked. as if he couldn't believe I had found a replacement. Emily Brown. You. How? Let me introduce. This is my boyfriend. Pei Nua. I smiled generously. The young master of the Pei family. My arranged marriage partner. A glimmer appeared in his eyes. Just an arranged marriage. Pei Nua frowned, clasped my fingers, and challenged him. Yes. The kind that won't run away. Emily. It's been so long. Are you still not repenting? John Wilson looked at him with amusement. Do you still want to pin the blame on my girlfriend? John's face didn't look good. The guy in front of him was 10 years younger than him. He should have looked down on him 10 years ago. Who would have thought that he would end up at a disadvantage instead? After a moment of silence, John stood up. Sorry. It was my fault back then. I didn't care about your face at all and did such a thing. Just as he finished speaking, Ivy Peter rushed over in a hurry. Do you still have feelings for her? John. What did you promise me back then? Ivy's bag had already hit him on the head. In public. She didn't give him any face at all. John looked ugly and pulled her away quickly. John Wilson hugged me jealously. Emily. Don't look at him. Look at me. Okay. Why would I look at him? He's just an old man. If you weren't only 17 years old 5 years ago. There's no way he would have had the chance to marry into my family. My voice wasn't loud, but it still clearly reached John's ears. That's right. I did it on purpose. Back then, when he planned to make me look bad and treated me like a joke. I wanted to get revenge on him. The Brown family cut off business with the Wilson family and canceled the previous cooperation. Without the support of our family, and with Ivy not being of any help to him. The Wilson family was no longer what it used to be. When my best friend told me about it, I found out that they had already divorced. Ivy left gracefully. Not even taking the child with her. She got $10 million from the Wilson family and then hooked up with another rich young man. Just like before, she passionately threw herself into the arms of the other guy and had a high-profile relationship. John became a complete joke. However, this time, the rich young man was just playing around. He got bored within less than 2 years and quickly dumped her. Ivy started to move around among the rich second generations. But as she got older, her frankness and romance seemed a bit affected. She clearly knew that beauty fades quickly. So she married a rich old man before she turned 30. After the old man died, she found out that he had already written a will and left her nothing. John, on the other hand, found a woman from a similar background and hastily got married. Later, at a gathering, someone brought up this past event. Back then, they seemed so in love. I thought their love was so moving. But they broke up in less than 2 years. I still have the wedding video from that year. He gave up the daughter of the Brown family and chose a commoner. And what happened? After he finished speaking, he just remembered me sitting quietly aside. John Wilson put his arm on my shoulder to assert his sovereignty. She's just the trash my wife threw away. There's no need to be shy about it. Mr. Wilson really has good taste. He married our beautiful lady. Of course. Amid the toasting and chatting, John Wilson arrived late. Among the group of rich young men, he had long become an unremarkable figure. When they saw him come, someone openly joked, Mr. Wilson, isn't your wife here? Oh, sorry. I almost forgot. You've been divorced for a long time. Tell us about your thoughts back then. Why did the two of you, who were so determined to be together, break up? You two were so firm at the wedding. There's only you in my heart. I only love you. This loyal love is like a tornado. It just blows away after a while. Come on. Stop teasing. Mr. Wilson's face is red. Ha ha ha. John gritted his teeth and originally wanted to sit down with a stiff upper lip. But the people around him didn't seem to let him go and took him as a source of fun. Bang. John pushed the stool away and turned to leave. Wow. He has quite a temper. Does he only allow himself to do things but not allow us to talk? One loses face by himself. Whom can he blame? I can tell this joke for 100 years. On the way home, John Wilson tightly held my hand. Emily, I won't be stupid. I know. In the evening, when I got home, Pei Nua, after taking a bath, crawled into my bed. The man's hot breath lingered by my ear. Honey, we should have a baby. I turned over and hugged him. Okay,